Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone is having a great morning so far. I definitely am, and I hope you guys are having a great morning so far as well. And of course, the person that I really want to talk about today is Big E Langston. Now, in case you guys don't know, Big E Langston won the WWE Championship last Monday night on Monday Night Raw. Now, you guys are looking at the title and are probably wondering, like, the sad truth of Big E's WWE Championship reign. Why do you think that? Now, I know that this is like, let's just say that I'm extremely, extremely worried about Big E's WWE Championship reign. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for him. And in matter of fact, before I even continue this video, okay, this is not like a hate video. Like, I'm not mad that Big E won the WWE Championship. In matter of fact, I'm actually happy that Big E Langston's WWE champion. If anyone, and if anyone deserves to be WWE champion, it's Big E Langston. Okay, he has been a fan favorite with the general audience, the IWC, and including myself. I love Big E Langston. If anyone deserves to be WWE champion, it's Big E Langston. And I'm glad that Big E Langston is WWE champion. Okay, so I just want to get this out there before I continue making this video, because I don't want people to say in the comment section like, "Oh, you hate Big E Langston winning the WWE championship. Like, you hate Big E in general." No, that's not the case at all. I love Big E Langston. I'm a big fan of Big E Langston. And I'm glad that he is world champion, because, again, if anyone deserves to be world champion, it's Big E Langston. Okay? But the reason why I'm talking about this, because I'm concerned. I am very, very concerned about his WWE championship reign. Very, very concerned. Okay? Because he is now a part of Monday Night Raw, which, may I remind you, is in the worst state it has ever been in the history of the show. And you cannot tell me otherwise. Monday Night Raw is literally at the lowest of lows. Okay? And like, it's just by that fact alone, it makes me a big concern, because I feel like some way or another they're going to ruin they're going to ruin Big E's WWE championship reign. Now, again, WWE could shut me up, and maybe they could surprisingly do a good WWE championship run with Big E Langston. But I highly doubt it, because, again, this is Monday Night Raw, okay? The show with the most horrendous booking decisions, okay? And the way they I want to talk about last Monday specifically, okay? Because, like, before Big E became WWE champion, he was Mr. Money in the Bank, okay? When he won the WWE championship for Bobby Lashley, I was happy for him, but the moment didn't feel special. It didn't feel special. Okay? And the way they handle it, the way WWE handled it, was so reckless. It really was. It was really reckless. Okay? Because let's be honest, folks. Let's be honest with ourselves. Okay? They only did this for a cheap ratings grab. They did this for trying to get a good rating because AEW beat them last week. And they failed at that because Monday Night Raw ended up getting a 1.67. They didn't even get the 2 million mark. As a matter of fact, I want to read you the ratings from last Monday. Okay, I'm reading this from WrestlingInc.com. If you guys want to read the article for yourself, the link is in the description. But this is from WrestlingInc.com. Here's what it has to say. Monday's live edition of WWE Raw drew an average of 1.67 million viewers on the USA Network, according to Nielsen of WrestleNomics. This is down 9.68% from last week's 1.849 million viewers for the Labor Day episode. That is fucking worrisome in and of itself. But let me continue reading. Raw threw a 0.3 rating in the 18 to 49 key demographics this week. This is down 17.3% from last week's 0.52 key demo rating. That 0.43 rating represents 5,506,000 viewers in the 18 to 49 range, which is down 17.01% from the 67 million 18 to 49 viewers. That is from last week's 0.52 rating drew according to WrestleNomics. This week's Raw went up against week 1 of the NFL's Monday Night Football on ESPN and ABC. The game between that was watched by 7.6 million viewers on ESPN, 80 million viewers on ESPN2, and 6.5 million viewers on ABC. Raw Monday Night drew the lowest audience since the July 12th show, which was the final Thunderdome show. Raw also tied with the July 12th show with the lowest key demo rating since July 5th and the third lowest key demo rating of the year. This week's viewership was down 9.68% from last week, while this week's key demo rating was down 17.3% from last week. Monday's Raw's viewership was down 1.12% from the same week in 2020, while the 18 to 49 key demo rating was down 14% from the same week in 2020. The 2020 episode was the special In Your Face edition, which also went head-to-head with the Monday Night Football opener. Monday's Raw from the TD Garden in Boston had a few happenings advertised ahead of time. Of course, Jeff Hardy versus United States Champion Damian Priest, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Natalya versus Rhea Ripley, the Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair versus Shayna Baszler, the New Day Mansoor and Ali versus AJ Styles, Omar, T-Bar, and Bass, plus Bobby Lashley defending the WWE title against Raw Tag Team Champion Randy Orton in the main event, which ended in Big E Langston cashing in his Money in the Bank contract to win the title. And that is basically all the article has to say. Again, if you guys want to read more of the article about the Raw ratings, the link is in the description if you want to read it. But after reading that was worrisome. Okay. WWE basically announced Big E's cash instead of it being a surprise. Okay. Instead of it being a genuine surprise, instead of building up properly, okay, they just announced it like recklessly for a cheap ratings grab, and it ended up failing as well. It ended up failing, okay, because this was one of the worst Monday Night Raws ratings-wise. Honestly, this was just another boring, bad Monday Night Raw. Okay, literally the only two things that were good was Damian Priest versus Jeff Hardy, which I thought was a really, really good match, and Bobby Lashley versus Randy Orton, which I thought was also a really good matchup. But again, this is WWE's false advertising once again, because last Monday's Raw, the original main event, was supposed to be Bobby Lashley and MVP versus RK Bro for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Obviously, that was not the case because WWE likes to false advertise. It's one of the newest things that they like to freaking do. Okay, but yeah, this is worrisome. Like, the ratings is just worrisome. Okay, like I said, Monday Night Raw is at the worst state it has ever been. It's the worst state it has ever been. Okay, and I'm afraid that WWE, I feel like WWE is either going to ruin Big E's reign or just cut it short because the ratings are not rising because Big E is WWE champion. I don't want them to have that mentality that Big E is not a draw. Obviously, he's the draw. And a matter of fact, Big E is not the problem. The creative department is the problem. The reason why less and less people are watching Monday Night Raw because the creative in this show is so bad, so inconsistent, okay, that basically we don't want to see bad television. And Monday Night Raw has been getting worse and worse and worse and worse. They would have a decent episode here and there, but again, they have been putting up more bad episodes in these last 2 years alone. Okay. It's to the point now that is getting ridiculous. Okay. And again, honestly, it was at one point in time where WWE used to be just as big as American football. Obviously, that is not the case anymore. And WWE has no one to blame but themselves. Because for the last couple years, WWE has been absolutely lazy with creative. They've been lazy. Because, they're the number one wrestling company in the entire world. They got all this money. They're on top of the world. Okay, that means we don't have to try anymore. That means we don't have to try anymore. Okay. And they just been lazy for these last couple years because they have been on top of the world. Honestly, I'm very glad that we have AEW because they are lighting a fire up on WWE's ass. But even then, WWE are being absolutely reckless. Okay, you know that Monday Night Raw was going to lose to Monday Night Football because WWE hasn't been good in these last couple years. And again, it's not the wrestler's fault, it's creative's fault. Okay, it's creative's fault for being absolute lazy, inept morons. Okay, and that's just unacceptable. WWE has no one to. The reason why they have these low ratings is because of them. It's not because of the wrestlers. It's because of creative. Okay, inconsistent storyline, cringy ass segments. Okay, championships that don't mean anything. Okay, characters that are just buried. Okay, how. Honestly, what the hell am I supposed to say that, I feel like I sound like a broken record at this point. I really feel like I sound like a broken record at this point. Monday Night Raw is at the worst state it has ever been in the entirety of the show's history. Monday Night Raw has its downs, but this is the depths of hell kind of down. Okay? And again, these ratings are absolutely horrendous. And again, it's not the wrestler's fault. It's not the wrestler's fault. It's creative's fault. It's WWE's fault for being absolutely lazy for the last couple years. And now it's coming back to bite them in the ass. Okay? And just again, and how are you not worried about Big E Langston's WWE Championship reign? You can be happy. Again, I'm absolutely happy for Big E Langston. But aren't you not concerned? Aren't you not concerned? Okay? Two things are either going to happen. Either WWE is going to ruin Big E Langston's WWE Championship reign, or they're just going to cut it short because WWE is going to see the ratings and they're going to think Big E Langston is not a draw. Even though in reality, that is not the case. Big E Langston is a draw. Okay? But it's creative. It's creative. Creative is a big reason. It's the only reason why these ratings have been low and low and low. Of course, I just read the ratings. Again, you can read the raw ratings. The link isn't is in the description for that. But just by reading that, like ratings wise alone, this was the worst Monday night. This was probably one of the worst Monday Night Raws ratings wise WWE has ever done. Okay, how does this not get you worried about Big E Langston's title reign? How does this not get you worried? And it's not like WWE has done a great job with their WWE champions. Just look at Bobby Lashley. Okay, like Bobby Lashley, right? He's like, honestly, he's built to be a champion. And if anyone deserved to be WWE champion and had a proper WWE championship run, it was Bobby Lashley. But he didn't get it. Okay, Bobby Lashley's WWE's title reign ended up being one of the most underwhelming title reigns I have ever seen. It was very underwhelming and really lazy as well. You know, Roman Reigns, right? Roman Reigns is the most perfect champion in all of WWE right now. He is like not just in WWE, but probably one of the strongest champions in professional wrestling right now because the way WWE is booking Roman Reigns. Okay, they don't expose Roman Reigns every single week like they did with Bobby Lashley. Okay, and every single Roman Reigns match feels important. It's booked as important. Okay, like the creative on SmackDown being led by Paul Heyman. Honestly, if it wasn't for Paul Heyman, SmackDown would be just as bad as Monday Night Raw. Thank God we have Paul Heyman in charge of creative on SmackDown. Okay, why not have Paul Heyman be in charge of creative for all the shows, Raw, NXT, and SmackDown? Because clearly Paul Heyman is literally outshowing Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard. Honestly, do you need the rest of creative? Do you need Bruce Pritchard? Honestly. Okay, you have a creative mind, Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman has done such a great job with building up Roman Reigns to be a dominant champion. Why not have that with Bobby Lashley? Why? Like the way Roman Reigns is being booked now, that's the way Bobby Lashley should have been booked. Obviously, that was not the case, making it underwhelming. Like, it wasn't one of the worst reigns I ever seen, but you know damn well WWE could have done better. But again, WWE is too fucking lazy. They're lazy. That's the problem. That's the absolute problem with WWE right now. They are lazy. Okay? And slowly, like, it's slowly biting them in the ass. Okay? It started last week when AEW defeated Monday Night Raw, and now this week with Monday Night Raw being absolutely destroyed by Monday Night Football and seeing some of the worst ratings in the history of the show. And again, it's not the wrestler's fault. It's creative's fault. They have no one to blame but themselves. WWE has no one to blame but themselves. Okay? And now Big E has to be the champion of a show that is the absolute worst professional wrestling show in the world right now. And again, I can see two things happening. Either WWE is going to absolutely ruin Big E's title reign, or they're going to cut his reign short because, again, WWE is going to see these horrible ratings, and instead of blaming themselves, they're going to blame Big E Langston and take the title off from him. Okay? And don't tell me that's not the case. That shit happened before. Okay? I'm happy for Big E Langston. I'm glad he's WWE champion. But I'm also very, very concerned. Okay? And I'm sick and tired of people saying on social media, oh my God, Gabriel, you need to be more optimistic. You need to be more positive. How? How the hell am I supposed to be positive if WWE has a bad track record for the last couple of years? It's like someone saying, "Oh, you should be very optimistic and very positive about this murderer, even though that murderer has a bad track record." It doesn't make any sense. Okay? I have every right to be concerned about Big E's title reign. I have every right to be critical about WWE. Because the way that they have been doing things for the last couple of years, especially these last 2 years, is unacceptable. And the way I feel right now about WWE is completely justified. Completely justified. Okay? And and that's basically all I gotta say. That's basically all I gotta say. And it's not basically a long video. I just really wanted to get that out of my chest. I really want to get this out of my chest. And I'm not making this video because I hate Big E Langston. I am making this video because I love Big E Langston. I'm a big fan of Big E Langston. And the last thing I want to see is WWE ruining Big E Langston's WWE Championship reign. Okay? The way WWE handled the Big E's cash in was absolutely horrendous. It just, instead of making a show that is good, they were just completely reckless. Completely reckless. Okay? And just basically now, hey, we're going to announce a cash in for tonight. Hey, look, Big E is cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase tonight instead of leaving it as an actual surprise. Like, why not save this for a WrestleMania? Or if you want to do it as soon as possible, why not do this at Survivor Series? Why did this have to happen on a Monday Night Raw? Okay, again, WWE did that for a cheap ratings grab. And it ended up blowing up in their face anyway. Because again, Monday Night Raw last Monday threw some of the worst ratings in the show's history. I'm happy for Big E Langston. If anyone deserves to be WWE champion, it's Big E Langston. But as a fan of Big E Langston, I am extremely concerned. I am more worried than excited for Big E's WWE title reign. And that's basically all I got to say on that. I hope you guys understand where I am coming from. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Are you worried about Big E's WWE Championship reign? Or are you excited? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. But yeah, that's basically all I got to say. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment. And if you guys like the content that I make sure you subscribe and leave the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And of course, today is Wednesday, so I'm definitely going to review AEW Dynamite tonight. So again, so make sure you be on the lookout for that later on tonight where I review AEW Dynamite, the best wrestling promotion in the world, in my opinion. So make sure you be on the lookout for that. And until later on, this is Gabriel, and I'll see you later in the asylum. Have a nice day, everyone.